Hello, everybody. My name is Jacob, and welcome back to the Epileptic Gamer podcast. And joining us once again, and just so you guys know, we are at episode 19, going into 20. That's a big milestone. We're getting there. Ryan's back. Welcome back.
What's going on, Jacob?
So, like I teased off in an earlier episode, you weren't here for it. I promised these people that I listen. And I'm going to shout out to one guy that I don't even know you. Don't even know why you listen to me. Thank you. You live in New Mexico, Albuquerque. I see the stat sheet on Buzzsprout. Good for you, man. You must like very bad podcasts. So, unless it's someone with a VPN. It could be that too. But if it's that one guy, thank you. You get the personal shout out. Now, let's hop into it. NCCA football. When is this damn thing coming out? We heard about it in 2021 saying it's going to come back. Then we're in the dark for a couple years. Here we are. And, okay, name and licensing. Name, image licensing. Done. Then we're still in the dark. It's almost as they're trying to keep us in the dark. What do you think?
Okay, so I heard about this whole game from a good buddy of mine. If he decides to listen to this, Sam, buddy, good old friend of mine. What's up? He texted me one day on New Year's.
Okay.
He's like, hey, buddy, Happy New Year, whatever. And then he sends me this link. College football. It's coming back.
Yeah.
And I'm losing my shit.
So I lost it too. But wait till you hear the hot take I have after later in this episode because you're not going to like it. But go ahead. Continue.
Okay. So he tells me college football's coming back. He says initial release date, July 2023. I'm like, okay, we got a little time to wait. We'll wait and see if there's more news. And then I get a little text saying, hey, it's happening.
But not this year.
But not this year. So I'm going to segue into what we're going to expect from the game.
Yes.
Okay. So of the 126 schools EA has gone to, they have over 115 plus already signed on.
Great. That's awesome.
But there's a catch. Some of the big dogs aren't on the licensing.
Notre Dame's one of them.
And USC.
And Pitt, right?
And Pitt. But then you obviously have the smaller schools. We're talking like Air Force, Navy.
Really? Air
Kentucky.
Force, Navy? Wow. What do you know?
Arizona State, Clemson.
Wow. I thought Clemson, because Clemson's in Madden, right?
Clemson is in Madden.
For a brief moment.
During the
Road to Franchise.
Road to Franchise, yep.
Then, yeah. So I'm surprised they opted out. Well, at least they didn't opt in yet.
Right. To be fair, this article was from September 8th, 2022.
All right, so it could have been up. They could have
updated. I have heard conflicting reports that the smaller schools like Georgia Southern and them, they're willing to sign. But if we're hearing stuff from like Notre Dame, I mean, to be fair, let's see this from the vantage point of Notre Dame.
Okay.
The big school, a video game company is approaching them. Hey, do you want to be in our video game? And we're willing to offer your student athletes to have their name and image and license in the game.
Yes.
But Notre Dame's question is, are they going to get paid?
Yeah, and that's a great question.
And to be fair, let's flash back to NCAA 14.
Yeah.
There was some mild controversy because EA took the names of these players without asking for their consent.
Really?
Yeah. We're talking like, to be fair, this was 2014, so we're talking like Marcus Mariota, Jameis Winston,
Pickett.
Johnny Football.
Right? Was Pickett in 14?
He was not. He was in 15 onward.
He was a 15 onward.
Because technically his freshman year was in 2017.
Okay.
Because then you got to think, 2017, he was a redshirt freshman.
All right.
I know we're getting off topic. We're from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Kenny Pickett is our boy, but back on track. Speaking of Pitt, they have yet to sign on. But now, like I said, back to this whole vantage point about Notre Dame. We want our athletes to feel like they want to be part of this game. So we wish for them to get paid. If you're not going to pay them, we're opting out.
And I'm going to cut you off for a minute. For those that don't know, this game is being developed by everybody's favorite developer, EA Sports. So that's why we are, at least I am, very skeptical about the paying situation. Because I am going to bring up off topic. Can you take a wild guess on how much they made on Ultimate Team and FIFA?
I'm going to say over $500 million.
$1 billion.
Jesus Christ.
On packs alone, they've made. That's not game sales. That's an Ultimate Team.
Jesus Christ.
So, back to you. Just the fact that I blew your mind and see if you can even get back on track.
Okay.
Yeah, like...
Okay, so, like I said, Notre Dame wants the best for the players. I'm all for that.
Yeah.
They don't want to be in this game just because they don't feel like their players are being appreciated. That's fine by me. Wait till next year.
Yes.
But back to this, you brought up the whole situation about them, how they're going to go about paying the players. We had our theories. We talked about how they're going to either pay the players directly, leaving the schools out to dry, or they're going to pay the schools and have hope to God that they pay the players and keep their word.
And, now that I think about it, if they do it, they're going to have to bring the entire board, every division, into this. Which means they're going to have to if they're overseeing NCAA, if a school doesn't pay their team, they could get a lot of trouble. At least I'm not, like I said before we started recording, I'm not a college football guy. I do not know a lot about it. But I know about the name, image licensing and how big that is for college. If they don't pay their players, oh, buddy, imagine a small school not doing that.
We're talking like an Appalachian State, a Marshall, or even, I'm going to shout out West Virginia University because that's where I'm going. Let's go Mountaineers. But even a big school like West Virginia, if they don't pay their players, their school's going to get caught up in some controversy.
Oh, 100%.
Applications are going to go out the window. Students are going to want to transfer. Even student athletes are going to want to transfer because they see the bad reputation this program is getting.
And NCAA does have a transfer portal.
They do. And that's what I heard they are offering, or they're adding, the transfer portal feature.
I read that online too. That was actually a recent headline, I believe, that they added in.
I was going to say, for all of you who love the game mode Road to Glory, you have the option at the end of each season, if you want to, either stay with your current program or test your luck in the transfer portal. Like if you ever played Dynasty mode, and you're up at the end of your contract, same school will offer you, or you can go into the coaching portal.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, to be fair, I do like that feature. To be fair, the last NCAA game I have is NCAA 13 because I can't seem to get my hands on 14 because it's so damn expensive.
It's like $70 at the exchange where we close. So
yeah. I even asked them, hey, do you guys have it for the PS3? They're like,
no.
Bitch.
Yeah, no, you're not going to find that game anywhere. Go on eBay, and that's probably your best shot.
Exactly. So, back on topic. Yeah. I didn't mean to get off topic.
No,
but
I mean, technically we did it.
Okay, so here are some of the confirmed features from what I read that are going to be in the new game.
Okay.
You got your obvious, like, exhibition games, mascot mashup, the classics.
Yeah.
And you also got Dynasty mode, everybody's favorite, Road to Glory.
Yes.
But here's the controversial one. From what I've heard from very conflicting reports.
And these are not sources, by the way. I'm going to add that in there. We do not have sources. I don't have the budget for that. I have a $120 mic that this probably isn't picking up well. You guys know how bad this audio is. So do you. You listen to this podcast. I don't have sources. We read stuff online and we bury that info to you.
We do our own fucking research.
Yeah, welcome to our lives. Welcome to the live podcasting. Okay, back away from the fourth wall break. Back to you.
All right, so there's this very controversial feature being added, Ultimate Team. Like you said earlier with FIFA, saying they made $1 billion alone off of Ultimate Team. Do you think people are going to like this?
No. I'm going to go off a tangent here. I'm going to take, because you just talked for a while, I am going to take the reins for a bit. I am not a fan of having Ultimate Team in a college game. And I'm going to tell you why. That's going to screw over the players. Because eventually, and we all know it's going to happen, legends are going to get added. It's going to happen. Dan Marino from Pitt, he went to Pitt. He's going to get added in. Because let's say Pitt wins the Rose Bowl, or whatever bowl they go to. You know there's going to be cards for that. That's bound to happen. There's always event cards. NHL, they have Halloween cards. Football, they have upgrade cards. MLB, not made by EA, but I'm bringing it up. They have different type of cards that you can unlock. No matter what, new cards are going to come in. And the reason why I do not like Ultimate Team in a college game, no matter what sport it will be, is that legends will make an appearance. it's going to take a slot from a player. And if people see their favorite legend, like if they see a football player in a college football game, you think they're going to go for a college player? Fuck no. They're going to go for the guy that won multiple Super Bowls in the NFL, multiple MVPs, and so much more.
Okay, so let's. I didn't mean to give you this whole tangent, but so
no, you're fine.
Let's think about it from like a student athlete's perspective. Okay, hey, I just got on this team. I'm gonna again shout out West Virginia because your boy's trying to go to West Virginia and play football.
Yeah,
but let's focus on like from a student athlete point of view. You just got on the team. You are still going to school. You are going to rack up so much debt. That's all I've heard from people. But
welcome to adulthood.
Yeah, that's so true. But EA comes out to your school and says, "Hey, would you like to be in our game?" And you just think to yourself, "Sure."
Yeah, why not? It's a video game.
You don't realize, what am I going to get out of this? And they entice you with the offer, "We're going to pay you."
Yes.
And to be fair, if we're going back to this whole how they're going to pay the schools.
Yes.
If they pay the schools and like if they don't pay the athletes, these athletes are getting screwed.
100%. That's why I don't like the idea of the Ultimate Team thing, because if they don't execute this right and money goes to EA and that gets leaked out, EA is going to get a shit. And I'm going to go off topic for a bit. I was talking to you at work about the FIFA controversy. That's why I have a theory. It's probably not real, and this is my theory. This is why NCAA football is getting delayed so much. Because they're trying to figure out how they can deal with this football, the FIFA, football, soccer, whatever you guys want to call it, controversy. And they lost it. They lost the rights. FIFA said, "Hey, here's our price. If you want to pay it, you can pay it. You can keep the rights." EA laughed in their faces. "All right, screw you. See ya. We'll make our own game." So they lost a shitload of teams in the process, and now they have to call it like EA football or something like that. And then they also decided to go off course completely and make EA Golf or PGA Tour, which that is a real game. So, yeah, that's why I don't like this idea of, well, what happens if? Not if, what happens when? EA is EA. We know what happens with EA. It's not. There's a reason why they've won most hated developer 5 years in a row. And I know this is me going off topic of NCCA again. But has to be addressed. EA doesn't have the best track record. There's a reason why MLB does never approach them. Because apparently they look at Santa Monica Studios, they say, "That's our studio. We love it there." And they have that deal.
I was going to say, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
But if we look back at the last couple MLB The Show games, they have been consistent.
Yes.
They have added new features, kept the gaming community enticed, unlike EA. Slap the new cover on, send it out with the same bugs, the same features, nothing fucking changes. That's what pisses me off about EA. This is what makes me so worried about a game I played as a child.
Yeah.
They're going to fuck this up.
You look at people, and this is a beloved series. When this game gets released on shelves, whenever it does, it's going to sell like hotcakes. But if this is not done right, if this is not done down to the letter, if the schools are not kept in the loop, if they are not in any way, shape, or form involved in this development, then it goes downhill. This whole return to glory that NCAA just had and is experiencing is gone. Like you just whispered to me, out the window. And that's not good. And you know how much I hate EA Sports. That's why I'm talking right now. I'm cutting you off multiple times. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
But everybody, if you don't know me personally, if you guys do know me and listening, hi. If you don't, I hate EA Sports. But yet, for some fucking reason, I play their games because I like Pittsburgh sports. Yeah, that's my dumbass trying to buy. That's my dumbass trying to explain why I buy a $70 reskin every game. But, like you brought up with the show, this year they introduced the Negro Leagues. Good on them. That needs more attention. They did more with Road to the Show. that needs a lot of attention. Dynasty, I don't think changed. They made
Didn't change much.
Didn't change much. If they did, they tweaked a couple things. Last year, they brought in Ohtani for the cover, which was another big thing. Good for Ohtani. Great player. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame. And I think he's, the first designated hitting pitcher and hitter? I could be wrong on that. At least he's the only one in the league, correct? All right, that's what I thought. So, for those of you why I said that's what I thought, he gave me the nod yes. So, yeah, they're doing it right because they are introducing, last year I believe they introduced retro mode. Great idea. If you people don't understand new mechanics, just go to retro mode. You're done. And the year before, they introduced new controls. Year before that, there's new pitching controls. Year before that, we can keep going. They innovate. They adapt. And in reality, it's called a spade a spade. They're going to have to get on the program. EA Sports has to drop the Frostbite engine and get on a new one. They're building it from scratch. We didn't mention that yet.
I was going to say, because according to some sources,
yes,
also known as my research, they're building this game from the ground up. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, they're going to switch it up. They're building it from the ground up. But then here's the catch. They're using the damn Frostbite engine, which, for all my Madden players out there, we all fucking hate it.
I mean, it's still...
It has its perks.
Yeah, it has its perks.
But it's not synonymous that we hate it. It's just, it's not a great engine.
It's not. It's not like oh my god, you see Frostbite, that's going to be a big thing. No, it's not. I mean, when we saw Frostbite going to NHL 23, I was overjoyed. It was well overdue because we weren't on that engine. Nana was on that engine. They never bothered to give us Frostbite. But when NHL got it, my lord, then that probably broke. But yeah, if we're building from the scratch up and they say, oh no, we're still using the Frostbite engine. Huh.
Seems like they're going back on their word.
So you're not building it from the ground up. Yeah, I describe building it from the ground up as a whole new engine, body parts. If we're talking mechanics perspective, yeah, let's go on that route. They're getting whole new parts. Let's go to the teams. You're getting all the teams back. You got to get all the Rose Bowl, all the bowl names back, which is probably going to be simple. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, it's just some licensing agreements with these parent companies. But I mean, to be fair, it should be fairly simple. And we are getting our fair share of new teams. We're talking the Appalachian States, the Coastal Carolinas. And there's one name I was intrigued not to see on the list, James Madison. I mean, to be fair, this was their first year of D1 eligibility, and they did have a good season.
Yes.
I think they should consider them for the next year.
I would not include them this year. Like you said, this is their first year.
I mean, to be fair, they did the same thing with Georgia State, Georgia Southern. Like those schools, when they dropped NCCA 14, I played NCCA 13. None of those guys were in it because, to be fair, they did make the jump to D1 those past couple years.
And it's not necessarily a bad thing that schools are missing. But when you have a big name like Notre Dame and Pitt, that's a big... Whoa.
That's a big selling point.
That's a selling point. Because if you people are going to Pitt, they're going to want to see your school in the game. But, for example, smaller schools, I mean, you can miss a few smaller schools. Who cares a shit? Unless you got a smaller school, of course, I'm sorry. But, I mean, it's not, you're going to have over 120 teams on there as of right now.
As of right now.
I mean, that's impressive as is. But, yeah, you can miss a few schools, but Notre Dame, you want to get on there. At least I want to. Because then I have to make the team. And that's not going to be fun. And let's go into teams. What are we going to do about uniforms?
Okay, so from what I've heard, they're going school by school, getting all the uniforms correctly. And from what I've heard, they're going to have, for some schools, we're talking Oregon, Georgia, even Ohio State. They're having some of their old retro uniforms come back.
All right.
We're talking if Notre Dame eventually does decide to sign, they're having their Under the Lights uniforms come back.
Really?
Their Shamrock uniforms are coming back. This is the hypothetical if Notre Dame decides to sign, which... I think it'll happen. It's just a matter of the two groups coming together and agreeing mutually
about how we can do it.
Exactly. But to be fair, back to the whole uniform thing, we're getting current uniforms.
Obviously,
we're not getting uniforms from 20 years ago. We're getting uniforms that were in the past. We're talking
Let's talk about past decade. Yeah,
exactly. We're talking all Ohio State's all black uniforms.
Yeah.
The uniforms that we wanted to see for the longest time. They're coming.
I can absolutely see them doing that because, I mean, you think about it, they canceled the series. Then they look at these and they're like, well, we should probably give them what they want.
I mean, to be fair, the last time...
And they can always add them in an update. It's not like it's impossible.
Exactly.
It's not like, I mean, we're not programmers, but that's what MLB's been doing.
Exactly.
They're adding in the City Connect jerseys.
I'm all for that.
Yeah, and I'm all for that. Good on them. Good seeing MLB do it. And I'm pretty sure even EA Sports does it with reverse retro jerseys. They get added in. It's eventually... it's there eventually, but they're not all there. But they do.
Exactly. But, so back to this whole, like, the bare bones what's going to be in the game. We're talking, like, every conference. ACC, Big 12, American, with all the updated teams.
Yes.
My thing is that with we've heard this whole, like, power shifting in each conference. Like, some ACC teams want to leave for the SEC. We're talking, like, Florida State, Clemson.
Yeah.
Even, like, I think it was Clemson. Both Carolina schools want to leave.
Really?
NC State and UNC. Yep.
Wow.
Even both Virginia schools want to leave.
So, really, this is going to come down to a power struggle and how this... It could potentially come down to a power struggle. Because, it's like I said earlier in the episode, wow, I'm going to go... Let's break a rule. Let's go over the 17-minute mark. Let's go to 30 if we can. But if we can, because like this is the promised episode, if we can hit 30, I'm happy about that. Or even a little bit under. Like, this absolutely could come down to a power struggle. We see teams go up and down divisions all the time. It's not uncommon. It's not uncommon in any sport. People, whenever a new team gets introduced in the NHL, what do? They revise the damn divisions. Congrats. Congrats, you're in the team. But, I mean, what happens when Oakland's going to leave and go to MLB? Or what division they're going to go into? Like, they're going to Vegas, in case you haven't noticed. That's not good. I mean, if you are an Oakland fan, good on you, sport. I don't know how you're holding up. Because every team from Oakland is apparently going to Vegas. But, yeah, it's just like, that's going to be tough. And that's going to be hard. Because what happens mid-release? Or release day, they say, oh, this team's going to shift it. Your game's out of date. Not even a day in.
I mean, to be fair, this is all the conference news I've heard. ACC, those couple teams I said, they want out. But here's the thing. They're locked into a TV agreement with ACC until 2027.
So they're almost safe.
They're almost safe. Yep. But then you obviously have the Big 12 reshifting with Texas and Oklahoma leaving. The new teams, Cincinnati, Houston, BYU, UCF. Those guys are coming in as replacements, which, I mean, to be fair, I do love UCF, the program. I love them to death. I applied to their school. They did deny me. Getting off topic, but... But we're also hearing new news about the Big Ten. UCLA and USC are coming to the Big Ten.
Yep.
What does that do for the Pac-12?
It definitely changes things. I'm assuming. Like I said, before we started recording, you have the reins here. For once, you're the host.
I feel like I'm doing a hostile takeover.
No, you're fine. Dude, if I want to cut in, I'll cut in. But this is all you. Because I don't know college sports. I try to keep up on drafts. That's all I do. My draft knowledge is baseball, hockey, and football. That's all I know. Anything outside of that, well, shit. I mean, hell, I didn't even know Pittsburgh had a soccer team.
I did go to a Greyhounds game. I loved it.
I didn't know that.
I mean, to be fair, they are a smaller Pittsburgh team, but they're still from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
But like I was saying, so back to this whole conference shifting. With UCLA and USC leaving for the Big Ten, which I don't understand it. I guess they were just trying to capitalize. That leaves teams like Oregon, Oregon State, both Washington schools, Colorado. They leave those guys out to dry because they're losing some big competition.
Yeah. But then who takes their spot? I mean,
that is a good question.
You have to take a look at I mean, that's also something the NCCA is probably going to address.
Yeah.
I mean, they have to. Eventually. I would hope they would. Because if they don't... Uh-oh. Yeah. That ain't good. Like, we just all of a sudden at the same time, oh shit, we need to get this fixed because this comes out in 2024 apparently. Late. It's not coming summer 2024. I hate to say it. And I would say early 2025. If they want to play it safe, you go early 2025. That's my opinion. But, yeah, you let out a sigh. I know you don't like hearing that. But that's just what I think needs to happen. And if you're going somewhere 2024, you could potentially talk August. That's when Madden comes out.
And the two of them are going to have to compete.
Yes.
Which, that is never good. If you're in the video game department, if you're a company, you drop 2 games at once. One's going to do really well. The other one's going to do shit.
Then again, you also have multiple markets. You cannot tell me. Look me in the face right now and say, is this college football game going to do great in China? Exactly. It's not going to.
Because it's based in an American market.
Exactly. That's why FIFA's not popular over here.
Exactly. Because you have like leagues like the Premier League, all the other countries' leagues. That's why it's so popular over here. And it's not, to be fair, all we have is the MLS, which isn't really that great.
It's not.
I know I'm throwing shots at the MLS.
We're sorry about this.
I'm sorry about this. Anybody listening who is a big MLS fan?
Which apparently there are a few.
There are a few, including my buddy Sam, who brought me into this news. But, Sam, buddy, I love you. I'm not a big fan of MLS. But that's why FIFA and even other soccer games don't do that well here in the U.S., but do loads overseas.
And I am curious. Keep talking. I want to pull up the numbers for how well FIFA can sell over here. Because it can't be good. Right? I mean, I'm assuming it's like making millions.
I mean, to be fair, it's probably in the millions, but it's not doing like whatever it's doing over in Europe.
That's, for example, let's say 80 million to 800 million is making in Europe and Puerto Rico, wherever,
Exactly, yeah.
Whatever the big soccer companies are.
Exactly. But back to trying to get back on topic. Okay. So we're getting all Power 5 conferences, all Group of 5 conferences. But from what I heard, back to this whole Pac-12 news, with UCLA and USC leaving, I've heard smaller schools in the talks like Fresno State, San Jose State, even San Diego State, moving their way up from the Mountain West, coming over to the Pac-12. I mean, to be fair, you do get that smaller school market.
Yes.
But to be fair, you have big dogs like Oregon State, Stanford, Colorado, which, to be fair, I love what Deion Sanders is doing. Don't mean to get off topic. Love you, Prime. But you got those schools to compete with. And if you're looking from it from the vantage point of say San Jose State,
yeah,
they're getting big media attention.
Also, 2-minute mark, just so you know.
I got you. But they're getting this big media attention, which means it's going to draw in more applications from students.
Oh, 100%.
Possible transfer portal incoming from bigger schools.
And in reality, if you think about it, if NCCA does well, this could change college football.
This could.
It's absolutely could. Because oh my God, I just pitted so well in this game, I want to transfer over there. That's a possibility that can happen.
I was going to say, yeah, if, like I said, the transfer portal is coming to this game.
Yes.
And I'm all for it. Like, say, if you're on an underperforming team, I'm going to throw this out here, like Kent State, and you see a school that you're interested in is having big media success, but they don't have that final piece to go over the top, just transfer out. See if they want you.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that, we're not, you're going to college, I'm out. So, yeah, it's going to be complicated, but in a gaming standpoint, this could make or break. This is their one shot. And in my opinion, this is their only shot. You fail here, you don't get another shot. People are going to, if you come out with, let's going to call it 24. That's the number there. You come out with NCAA football 24. A year from now. If it does poorly, sorry, you're getting a statement. I've brought up before in previous episodes. You've heard, I don't know if you heard them yet. I hate those damn statements. At least say something. An issue, not a statement. That's not an apology. You go through quality control. It should not be that bad. Yet here we are buying a $70 game. That's terrible. And I brought this up earlier. I brought this up to myself before you got here. I am worried that this game is having cyberpunk syndrome. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. It's getting all this hype, but on release date, there's going to be glitches.
Yes.
The game's not going to do well. Sales are going to go down. But then
crashing.
It's going to crash, obviously. Yeah.
That's a big thing. It just could absolutely come down to the cyberpunk syndrome. And let's finish up because we just hit the 30-minute mark. So, overall, let's finish off with 5 points. I'm going release date Q4 2024. In a bit, we're talking business, which would be late 2024.
Like we're talking like fall 2024 into maybe even winter.
I could see that being a Christmas present.
I was gonna say I'm all for that.
Yeah, I could see it being at least somewhat of a Christmas present.
See, if we're looking at it from EA's point,
you have Madden, then NHL, then potentially football.
Exactly, but then if you're looking from it like a business standpoint, they have been away from this title for almost the last decade.
It is a decade.
It's going on a decade. They want to get this right. So, like you said before, I would hold off this summer entirely, next summer entirely. Maybe give it as like a good Christmas present idea, or even like a spring idea.
I would pitch it as an idea of like, okay, we can do this as a Christmas idea. That's a good idea. Because you have that decent launch lineup, like I just said. Madden, NHL, and then NCCA. That's not a bad lineup. At least those 3 in a row.
And to be fair, most colleges start their spring training around May, like this time of year, like May, June.
So you're gonna have it by then, and that's why for those of you that don't know, this is the true story. The reason why Madden and NHL games come out so early is because they know that they can beat the draft. So that means people are gonna buy it so they can get the game beforehand, and they also want it for the fantasy football teams. Did you ever know that?
I did not.
So I found this out from multiple people. I wanted to make sure it was true. So people apparently they release it early. So because of fantasy football, teams start drafting in August for hockey. So what's the stall of it now? So yeah, that's why games come out early. I can see them doing Christmas.
I was going to say, I'm going to bring up one more point about what we're getting in the game, because I think I already made this point earlier. But if EA is having the time to go school by school, getting the uniforms, talking to the players, talking to the coaches, even sampling crowd noise.
Yes.
We're talking say if you load up as Alabama,
okay,
or even Tennessee, here's what I'm also hoping for the game. Some certain schools have certain traditions. We're talking like Rocky Top for Tennessee, Country Roads for West Virginia.
Oh, I can see them doing it.
Even like some simple like pregame traditions, like for Florida, they run out of the tunnel, they slap the gator head, and then they run out of the tunnel.
Yeah, don't they do that in Madden for some teams? I think some teams have something like that, right?
Some of the teams, even for like San Francisco, I don't know if they introduced it, but even in their pregame intros, they have to do with the boombox.
Yeah.
Rolling up with them. I don't think they did this. I'm hoping they do it for the next game. I doubt it.
Welcome to World Madden.
But if EA is taking this time to go school by school, get uniforms, talk to players, coaches, I know I'm beating a dead horse right now, but if they have this time to go to all of them, they're clearly showing care about this game.
Yes.
Even willing to visit the smaller schools. We're talking like Eastern Michigan, Georgia Southern, the schools that don't get that much media attention.
Yeah.
Because they want possible students from that university to buy this game and get 100%. That clout and media attention the school hasn't gotten.
And it comes down to, again, one word. Headlines. Media. You can go multiple different ways of it. In the end, what they talk about? I can say it, one word. Checks, championships. That's what it comes down to. With EA, it's checks, scores, championships. That's what it is. And that's what it is. You hate to say it, the crow hard fact, that's what it is. You go into sports for checks and championships. If you do not, say goodbye to your life. Say goodbye to your dreams for at least that sport. You hear people, if you've watched wrestling, folks, you know what I'm talking about. Checks and championships. That's what you go into wrestling for. You do not go in it to make friends. You're probably going to make friends. I hope so, at least.
You're going to make some enemies.
You're going to make some enemies, too. People are going to hate you. People are going to despise you. They're not going to like what you stand for. John Cena, The Rock, Stone Cold. All Hall of Famers. Cena's not in there, but he's going to be. Batista. People didn't like him. He comes back. People love them. Then they come back. Didn't like him. John Cena, they don't like him, change his thing, and so on and so forth. You get the drift. Checks, championships. That's how it comes down to it. And it's the cold hard fact. Which, I hate that that's true. I do. It needs to be about the players this time around. It should not be about the schools. Hell, I don't mind them calling it NCAA football, but I think there should be no cover athlete. That is a hot take of mine. There should not be anything.
I was going to say, if it shouldn't be a player, there's one person I think that is a candidate for the cover. 2 words. Nick Saban.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, he is one of, if not the greatest college head coach of all time. To be fair, some people are going to have different opinions, but in my opinion, I say Nick Saban, for what he's done for Alabama, greatest head coach of all time in college sports.
And I am going to leave it off with a hot take of mine. You're going to hate me for saying this. I am not excited for this game as I think I was before. After hearing all this news, I am really not excited. I think this is not going to work. At least it's not the way they think it's going to work.
You think this is going to be EA's final nail in the coffin?
I think if this is not going to work, this is EA's, well, shit, we tried, and it didn't work.
And now, if this doesn't work, anytime someone hears news about like an EA release, they're like, "Oh,
well,
EA.
Yeah, it's
you
EA.
fucked up NCAA."
It's the ultimate team of we tried to bring it back, it didn't work. Sorry, and that's what happens. I mean, Judge Survivor. If we're sitting next to the computer right now, this person that posted the review on Steam, and the people actually tracked this guy down. He posted a photo of his rig. It was true. Top gaming card, top graphics card, top of the line. The game still stuttered. How? And it's EA. That's why. You want to talk about how? It's EA. EA has a terrible reputation for this stuff. And it's cold hard. It's like tax. What's the 3 things about life? Debt, taxes, and
EA fucking up their games.
Yep, exactly. You finished my sentence there.
All right. I'm going to also steal a page out of your book and do one more hot take.
Yep.
If this game does not do well, and I know I've said this before, it's going to be EA's final nail in the coffin. NCAA, I feel like they want to go back into the market of video games. They clearly showed they want to do it.
They wouldn't be doing it now.
I feel like... Now you're going to possibly question me this after the episode.
I will. Don't worry.
I think they're going to pull the same route as MLB. They're going to go to a similar studio who's willing to give the time, the money, and the resources, and willing to show updates.
I can actually see that working, and I agree with you on that. That's not a hot take. That's a fair take. That's a fair point.
To be fair, they're not going to do like a San Diego studio. To be fair, because they got their hands full with MLB The Show.
Yeah, I said Santa Monica. I meant to say San Diego. I said sorry. Sorry about that.
I feel like they're going to go to a smaller company
that will be not have
much media attention, and they're going to be like, you know what? We are willing to work with you. We're willing to give you the clout as long as you're willing to give us the time and resources.
Yeah, if you're willing to give us the time, the resources, and do something better than what EA gave us,
we will sign with you.
And here's a fun fact. Before this is off topic. This is the last thing I'm saying after the episode. Do you know how Sly Cooper 4 was made?
No, sir.
So they pitched the people that we made first 3 games. Halo Sly Collection, since our games. Does well. So they said, screw it, we want to see a 4th game. So they made a demo level. Pitched it to Naughty Dog saying, hey, can we do this? They paid the level, loved it, approved the episode. They approved the damn thing. So sure enough, now we have Sly Cooper 4 season time. It goes in Kingdom Hearts. Now how that started? A talk between the guys from Final Fantasy and Disney in an elevator. That's a true story.
No way.
That is a true story. Little bit of gaming history there for you.
I got you. And I'm seeing we're coming up on the 40-minute mark. I'm also going to mention one more smaller thing. Brands. We're getting Nike, we're getting Under Armour, we're getting like all this, like any school that's affiliated with like each brand, we're getting it. I know the main school that's synonymous with Under Armour, that's South Carolina. We're getting updated uniforms, traditions, uniforms, but like the uniform patches, we're getting all that shit.
Yeah, I mean, they think even, I think MLB does that with Jackie Robinson Day. it's one time only, then throughout the season, which is fair. That's a good idea. It's a nice little attention to detail. But yeah, it's just something that they do, and it's a lot. I think something that if they can do, they will do. But you're right. We are now quarter to an hour there, and we are way over topic, and we are behind. So, thank you guys for joining us. On this, extremely long episode. If you made it,
40-minute rant.
This 40-minute rant, if you made it through it with one sitting, I applaud you, because, it was a lot of work to get done and a lot of coordination to get done. So, we will see Ryan in the next episode, which is episode 20 of the Epileptic Gamer. I will see you guys next episode. So will Ryan. You want to say goodbye?
Goodbye, y'all.
See you next time.